In fact, I lost count. It's the word abide. Jesus says, abide in me as I abide in you. Well, that's kind of hard. What does Jesus mean to abide, you know? So he uses an example, probably one that's not too familiar for most of you children, and that's about a vine. Grapes grow on a vine, and of course that was very important in Jesus' time, and that because you needed the grapes to make the wine, and the wine was the main drink that everyone used and that. But we're used to fruit trees, aren't we? We know what fruit trees are: apple trees, pear trees, lemon trees, whatever it is that we have in that. And so Jesus uses that example that a branch has to be connected to the whole tree. So we have to be connected with Jesus. And why? Because the fruit tree has to bear fruit. You'd be disappointed if you had an apple tree in your yard and you went out and there were no apples on it. You'd say, what's the use of having this tree? There's nothing on it and that. So we have to produce fruit, so we're connected to Jesus. And so how are we connected to Jesus? Well, it started a long time ago when you were baptized. Then Jesus adopted you into God's family. And so Jesus resides with you. But now you're coming to this very special celebration, another unique way in which we can abide in God and God abides in us, and that is the Holy Eucharist. Jesus comes to us. Jesus comes to us. And that's the important element here. Jesus is going to come to you in the Holy Eucharist and that. And so why? Why? So that you can bear fruit. So what type of fruit do you think you have to bear? Do you think apples are going to come out of your heart? No, right? Grapes? No. Oranges? No. So what's the fruit of the Holy Spirit? Well, I think it's love and joy and peace. All of these good things are what we are called to do and to produce in our hearts and in our lives. But it can only happen if Jesus is with us. So today we're celebrating your first communion, but this is really a door that is opening, because now it's the Eucharist for your whole life. And so every time you come to Mass and receive Jesus, hopefully you're becoming more like him. So you might remember in our classes, I kept saying you are what you eat, right? And if you eat junk food, you become junky. And if you eat good food, you grow healthy. So St. Augustine kept saying, be what you eat. And if you eat Jesus in the Holy Eucharist, you can become like Jesus in the Holy Eucharist. And this is something that takes our whole life. It's not just happening once. It's a whole journey to become like Jesus, because that's hard. It's hard to have that type of love that Jesus wants us to have. And so I pray that as you come here today, this becomes the first of many, 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 many years in which you continue to come to Jesus so that he abides in you. And if Jesus abides in us, we abide in him, and then we produce the fruit of God's kingdom. Our hearts are filled with love and peace and joy, and we show that to other people.